What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about TPMS sensors. Okay, the reason why we're changing this TPMS sensor is because the battery dies inside them. You get that light in the dash. So you can't just put on a sensor, okay? You got to program the sensor. I'm going to show you guys how to do that today. But in this tutorial, at the end, I'll be changing the sensor for a reason, okay? And let's take a look. Oh, shit. Okay, so I had to sneeze. All right. Early in the morning. All right, so the reason why we're changing this sensor is because it's leaking. It's leaking, slow leakage, and can't go by. You can see bubbles are coming out from right here. It's forming bubbles right there, little by little. It's a very slow leak. Takes about a month for this thing to go down about 2 psi, but then the light pops up. And nothing we could do here. So we're going to get another sensor. We're going to take the ID of this sensor and program it to the new sensor. And it should be good to go. And it should be working. I've done a lot of videos. This is a 2009 Toyota Sienna. Doesn't matter what vehicle you got. Just you simply take the ID of the old sensor. If the sensor stopped working, the scan tool cannot pick up. We are able to pick up of that one because it's still working. But the ID is usually located. Camera's not gonna focus, but AFA3. That's the ID over here, right here. So you put that in, and it should start to pick up. And this has its own unique ID. And as you can see, it's leaking around the sensor core, the valve. So we're gonna eliminate the sensor. So here's a sensor right here. It's gonna have an ID here. It starts from 8D9DBB40. That's the ID there. This is particularly for this sensor. Each sensor has an ID. So usually the seal would go bad right here, but we're not replacing the seal because usually if this sensor comes apart, you can buy a seal. You can buy it for like $15, $20. But usually the sensors, the battery is done, and usually they won't come off from right here. And I usually end up ordering another sensor, and I just do it. I don't want to waste no time. So if this thing doesn't turn, you got to kind of splice it right here and then chisel it out. But once you get it out, installation of new sensor is another video. But programming will be this video. But I'm going to get the sensor out, and I'm going to get the new sensor, program it before I put it. You can program it wirelessly. But there are sensors out there. People will tell you, okay, the car is it's gonna relearn itself after driving for a little while. There are sensors with the millions and millions of IDs. And eventually the computer's gonna pick up on the correct ID and it's gonna lock into it. But you don't want to do that. Do it the right way. One ID for one sensor, because if that can match to another computer and the computer will pick up, another car will come by you, it's a disaster. But anyways, I'm gonna show you how to do it the right way. Okay, so I'm using this machine here. This is Smart Sensor Pro. It's about $400. You get a box with it, and it comes with a couple of sensors. So what we're gonna do is I need to get this ID from the sensor. So let me show you. The reason why it was leaking was because all that build up there. I managed to open this one up, but usually they don't open up. They'll seize up in there and they'll break. So it's better just to replace it. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna do first we're gonna do vehicle selection. We're gonna look for Toyota. Okay. Where is this Toyota? There you go, Toyota. This is a Sienna. There's so many Toyotas. Sienna. So 06 to 09. We're gonna click on that. We're gonna copy a sensor. So what we're gonna do, since this sensor is still working, if it wasn't working, then you could input the ID, but we're gonna just scan it. And there you go. So there's the ID. It should be same ID that's over here. 8D, 9D. Okay, you see that? 8D, 9D, BB40. Okay. So we're gonna program this. Okay. We're gonna program this new sensor. So we're gonna select this to program. We copied it already. So I'm gonna open this up. So on this sensor, there's contacts right there. inside that cradle, there's contacts. So these contacts are gonna go in there, and we're gonna stick this in. We're gonna close this cradle, and we're gonna press program. Program in cradle. It's gonna flash that sensor, and then it's gonna program that sensor. It's gonna verify that ID, but I gotta take this sensor as far as possible. So what we're gonna do now is, see, we got the same ID, okay? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this sensor, I'm gonna put it all the way down here. So whenever this car come back, it will pick up on this. I usually toss it in the garbage. I no longer want it because it will give a false signal. So what we're gonna do now is, it has successfully programmed this little guy. So we're gonna go back, okay? We're gonna scan ID now, okay? We're gonna scan the ID, okay? It's gonna pick up immediately, okay? We're gonna go back. I'm gonna try one more time. Scan ID, sensor ID. So that's the ID on this sensor. So once I plug this into this wheel, put it onto the car, there is a reset button inside this car. So reset the light, and it's a good to go. So bad sensor, no signal sensor, TPMS light, leaking sensor, damage sensor, broke sensor. This is how you program it. You gotta program it. If you don't, it's not gonna work out. Just because the mechanic said he put it in there for you doesn't mean anything. You gotta get a program. Something like this is a $90 just for this, okay? So don't be fooled. Got your tires mounted and he damaged it and he puts on a $30, $40 sensor. A lot of people bring me the sensor. Oh, how much to put it in? Baby, this costs money. Thank you for watching my video.